15.
That's fine.
Word.
Usually we do that first 30 minutes. Anyways, it's the best.
Yeah. All right. What's up, people?
Starting off strong, Mr. Chris here. I like LRHC honestly a lot. Let me pull it up. Because I like the news. It's a small crappy company, but it's an earnings winner. I'm pretty sure, or at least had to do with earnings. I just briefly read it. Yeah, so it's unaudited revenue. It says so. Take it with a grain of salt. But of $38 million, first half of 2025, achieving 20% year-over-year growth. I mean, again, crappy turd of a company, but like basic business sense here. When a company starts doing better, starts making more money, it should go up. So I'm definitely would not be interested at all in shorting it. It's only 20-cent stock. So the only idea for me is like a long and, we've got 15, we got 20. It seems like the 5-cent levels are pretty important to this chart here. So kind of waiting and seeing what it's going to do. Our style at that first 10, 15 minutes. I'm not usually going to just slap something randomly. So I'm going to take a look at that. I don't actually have a ton of watches heading into today.
We do have a fun one. This just popped up like 2 minutes ago. LIXT.
Oh.
It was a runner yesterday, faded off, starting to gap up now. I like that.
Oh.
Ooh.
That is a good
saucy.
Point.
Matt, can you hold down the fort for 3 minutes while I make someone just brought me up a good point. Don't forget your coffee. I need to make my morning espresso. Can you hold down the fort for like 2 minutes while I just go start it?
Yeah, that's fine too.
I'll be right back.
I'm just looking up what's going on here with our LIXT. So, yeah, pretty. I don't think any new news today. Pretty much the same news as yesterday. So, pretty great run on that thing, and it's taken off, man. Really, that $2, $2.20, $2.50, but obviously we've blown through it at that point. Looking at the daily chart, we're up in here. It's day 2. It is a weird half day today, in case you guys didn't know that. So with that said, we might see some crazy action just in general across the board because of the weird half day. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on LIXT. Sonn, SONN, is another one too that is holding the gap up really, really well. I really like this level around 350, and we've been supporting that all morning. It's another one that ran very similar to LIXT yesterday. Kind of similar news, honestly. Both of them started running together. If one takes off, wouldn't be surprised if the other. Mogo I have up, but I don't really think it's going to do anything. That was the big runner from yesterday that ultimately did nothing. But I'm watching BMNR because I think this one could be a surprise runner here on the 4th of July holiday week. Obviously, it's already ran up a ton. I know a ton of people are thinking it's going to fade. It's good short. And I don't disagree with them. It's up a ton. But the moment we get over yesterday's highs, in fact, in Stock Trade, I'm just going to throw an alert right there about 63. Because if we get above that 63 level, I think this is going to get interesting really quickly. Now, you can say the same thing under this 55, 54 level. I mean, I think it's pretty much dead. True. But I'm more interested in the long. I do think that if it does squeeze, given that it's Bitcoin related, a million float, it could potentially squeeze, 75, 80 is not completely out of the question. So we got to get above that 63 level. Until then, we're kind of just sitting watching. I think come market open, the two main watches at the moment are LIXT and LRHC. Two definitely pretty good looking runners. All right. Perfect. Someone said, any idea how much time we got? We got 9 minutes. Any idea DIAC? Not a fan. I believe was a recent IPO. When we look at it, and the stock's downtrended literally the entire day yesterday, and that's the first thing I see. It's the easiest stock, in my opinion, to just simply avoid. Don't even look at. Don't forget your coffee. Markets closed today at 1 p.m. Eastern. That is true. I'm on Central Time, so it's noon for me. What's up, everybody? Private placement closed yesterday on Licks. That's correct. That was pretty much the news that started it running. Someone says, got a good feeling BMNR. I think I probably just missed that comment. I do, like I said, just not right now. I'm not in the game of guessing, you know that. So I'm pretty much just waiting to see, can we get above that alert level? And I've just got that alert level just sitting, waiting. And hopefully it gets triggered. Yeah. Let's see. Someone brings up Gits. That was another one that I saw this morning. Very similar to kind of everything I said, though. Like, it's just been downtrending since 4 a.m. 5 hours of straight downtrend. So I'll keep it on the radar, but I think pretty low hopes of it actually being a trade here. So we'll wait and see. Do you think it can squeeze? Yeah, on Gits. Not really. I mean, there's a potential maybe it goes to 5, but I like higher conviction trades. Tuohey's back. Tuohey, did I miss anything? I think you're muted, Bryce.
Aha, magic. What did I miss?
I said, did I miss anything?
Oh, well, you missed me grabbing a protein bar for breakfast and an espresso for my breakfast number 2. So, no, it didn't miss anything. My top trade of the day right now is LIXT, 100%. I would like to see this, if I'm being completely honest, probably as more of a short bias pattern, but on this kind of setup, I believe on a day 2 gap up like this, at least I'd call this a day 2. I think that it's probably more of in the 10:30 range. I'd really like to see a bigger squeeze out going into the first hour of the day. So looking for a dip and rip on this. Seeing if we can get a squeeze through pre-market highs, especially if we're opening around $3, $3.20, a couple cents under pre-market high. Let's get some early shorts trapped, get a big rip. I'd love to see like $4 on this thing. I think it'd be a banger of a trade then. So yeah, that's really all my main focus is right here, which is good because I didn't have a whole lot to watch going into today. So I'm glad I got a trade.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, Licks and LRHC, I think are the main 2.
Mm-hmm.
Spy to just can't stop, won't stop on that note as well.
I know.
I didn't see what news came out here today, but it popped up again. Oh, it was it jobs? Imports. It was imports. Spy just more all-time highs. This is one of the craziest runs. It actually is a record. It is the fastest recovery ever in history of the market. So pretty insane. You're living through history just straight up. And it's awesome. It's given us some great trades.
Nuts is what that is.
Yeehaw. Someone likes to say golden age, baby. Yeah, that'd be Bowen. I agree with the man. He's been pounding the table on that all year, and he's not wrong. That's moving. I got a couple people saying that.
Who is this guy? Who's this guy in the chat?
Who?
J-Rad. Matt, you just got confirmation. There you go. All right, I hope you're
J-Rad. Oh, I see J-Rad.
Matt's words from
Bryce
5 years ago.
You're the dumbest person Matt knows. I thought he was dissing me the first time I read it. He's definitely just dissing you.
100%.
J-Rad coming in hot.
I didn't know what I did. All I got was a protein bar.
That boy J-Rad. That's what I needed this morning. Someone says S-Bet's running. I didn't even see this one yesterday, Bryce. Did you see this one?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't love it, and I didn't look at it. I actually haven't checked it since end of day. Hold on.
That's so funny. They're ringing the NASDAQ bell on the 7th. Is that Monday?
Yes. Yeah.
That is like the fluffiest news I've ever read in my life. Doesn't mean anything. I think that's why it's running. Or maybe that's why it's just running today. They're ringing. I mean, honestly, they get publicity, I guess, but
wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, SBET ran last month, if you guys missed it, on basically the same Bitcoin news that we've been talking about all week. Crazy run. Literally went to 124 and then all the way back to like $5. So it is a textbook sketchy company. But good
sketchy.
trend on it. Good trend on it. It's definitely a larger market cap. I've got to check and make sure that market cap is correct.
Matt, what are you looking at again on BMNR?
I would love it. I don't think it's a long until it's over yesterday's highs. It's pretty
Agreed.
much
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I do think there is the chance it's 4th of July weekend or holiday week. It's a short day. There's like, I want to be the first trade in my life I've seen go bananas because from a psychological standpoint, short sellers, like if you're in this, it hasn't broken down. It's a holiday weekend. It's a half day. There's like very little liquidity. You're sweating. You don't want to necessarily deal with it over the weekend. So if they start covering, gets over those highs, I could definitely see a squeeze. And I mean, in the past, these things have gone crazy. So like 100's not out of the question. I think that's pretty crazy, but it's not unreasonable. But it's got to get over highs. If it does fade today, short sellers win. So that's fine. I got alert on stock trade at about 63. Once it gets over 63, I'll care about it.
What's the float on that again? Like 2 million, 3 million?
About two million.
Yeah, I mean that's nuts.
And Bitcoin's strong. Bitcoin's at all-time highs right now as well. So
let's get it.
Yeah. Well, that's what we got.
We got a couple 30 seconds. We got this.
Yeah, there's also some crazy EMPG and CV, I think, are both IPOs. And they both did the same thing. Just whoop, straight down. Whoop, straight down.
Wait, what are the tickers?
EMPG. You gotta look at your screen, Bryce.
I know. I've only got 2 of my screens operating right now, so I got to stay a little limited on screen space here. I see.
And CV, they both did the same thing. Ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby, indeed. Here comes that early push here on LIXT.
I like it. LRH is putting in some serious volume, though. It's already over 400 million shares traded on the day, which is nuts.
That is nuts.
Someone says Gits is squeezing. I wouldn't exactly say squeezing. Small little pop there. Sorry, we all went into focus mode. We got a little quiet there, but
yeah, I know.
SONN, LITX, and LRHC are the same I'm watching. I do like BMNR, how it did just dip and held yesterday's lows. But again, we're pretty early on this trade, okay? So if I zoom in, right, dipped, held straight down, 55 was pretty much a brick wall, and now we're starting to turn up. So it's just in play, is what I'm saying. Again, I'm really waiting for that 63 level. I do think we did just trap a couple more shorts, so hopefully we do get a trade on that here relatively soon. LRHC, kind of waiting to see how this dip holds. Licks, stuff straight into pre-market highs. Nothing wrong with that. BMNR is at 60. Sheesh.
Wow. Yeah.
If I was an aggressive trader, I would have bought the dip, but I just wasn't completely sold on it yet.
I don't know. I get, yeah, I don't think there's any reason to rush into that. I think that the good thing about trades like these really are, and this is a good reminder for everyone out here, like whenever you're getting a little bit of FOMO, with trades that have the potential to go like where Matt and I are talking about, like this thing could go to 100 in a crazy scenario. That's still $40 worth of range to find somewhere to buy. There will be a spot to buy. So yeah, if you're convicted in it like pretty heavily, it's probably a good starter spot, but I like waiting for a little bit more conviction, getting a little bit bigger size. That's kind of my jam.
Bryce's jam.
Oh, you know.
And toast.
Toast and jam and a little bit in between.
Licks, man. Hard stuff there in those highs.
I really do love those day two gap ups for a short. Although I really thought this felt like one of the ones that could really get a pretty heavy squeeze. So I'm a little disappointed that it didn't get more juice than that. What are you going to do?
That's bet pretty rough out of the gate too. I was never a big fan of that one. SPY is just on a mission. Straight up.
Oh, jeez. BMNR, it wants it.
She wants it, Bryce.
I know she does. Well, I guess I officially have to get an order ready.
Yeah, I want to see how the next dip holds too, because honestly, pulling it up, right? We're now straight up into those highs.
Yep. Agreed.
So this could easily just be like a test it and fail. So again, not really rushing. I do think if this goes, this has some crazy upside potential. Like could
I'm with you there.
Right. So I'm okay risking $1, $2, $3 a share because we might get 10 plus a share of upside if it works.
Yeah, I also, like you said, I don't think this is one to just buy a straight up spike on either. I'd rather wait for some either kind of consolidation or a dip after the breakout of 63. See the strength of that dip, get a little bit of a gauge.
Lixt, testing and breaking, or not Lixt, LRHC testing and breaking that pre-market support. You could say actually Lixt testing your pre-market support as well.
Yep.
Gets is curling. Not squeezing yet, but it is curling. I'm not going to lie. Gets. Global Interactive Technologies. Nice. What do you think they do?
I love the names of some of these companies, man.
Prestige Worldwide. Wide. Someone says in BMR at 57. What an entry. Yeah.
Nice.
I like that stab. That stab in there was pretty solid. So shout out to you. We're pushing highs now. Woo!
Oh, there she is. Oh, let's see. Can we get an actual breakout here?
Dang. Five straight red candles on Lixt. Yeah, straight through support too. Yeah. Man, 64 is a wall, ladies and gentlemen, here on BMNR. It is a wall.
That's not the breakout you want to see, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it is a wall. I will say, I remember 2 days ago, 67 brick wall. Yesterday, basically 63 was a brick wall. So there's definitely some sellers here. So some brick wall sellers. So pretty hard stuff there. And this is kind of the moment of truth that Bryce and I were talking about. Where
I like it when they're not brick walls, like when they're glass walls that they can just kind of run right through, shatter it. You know what I mean? That was
Yeah, what I was saying though is moment of truth of like, it's either done, trade's over because it hit the brick wall, or we're going to continue to hold and then we can break Bryce's glass.
Yeah, I think after this kind of rejection here at 64, the best case scenario is what looks to be right now kind of like a failed breakout through high day today. Just kind of holds above 61, 60 to 60. Yeah, I mean, like it's doing right now.
Glass
And it's
ceiling.
like,
You want to break the glass ceiling?
the-
Don't
yeah,
hit the
well,
gong, guys, because as soon as you hit the gong, the top's in.
oh, I won't hit Matt. I will not hit the gong. The only thing I will do, I'd love to hit the gong for LIXT if it goes like, let's bring this thing to 4. Can we mark the bottom of LIXT with a gong hit?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That's a nice little trap there. You know,
I
I
like
like that.
Hey Mitch. Hey, it's not actually Hey Mitch, but close enough. He says he was in 44 from last night, swung overnight. That's impressive. Out 5K win. Shout out to you.
Let's
At the
go.
moment, you get the crown, man. You're MVP of the day.
Yeah.
The day is still young. We'll see where we go from here.
Well,
but
there's
you've
plenty of crowns to still be had. I'll tell you that.
yeah, you've got the crown.
That's great. Great trade.
Licks, I do like that trap.
That's a nice trap.
No position yet, but that is one hell of a trap there. Break pre-market support by like a couple pennies, I guess 10 cents. Bounce back. That's what we're talking about. Usually, like you want to get short sellers sucked into these things. That way you can get the squeezes.
I'll also say
step one's right there.
Yeah, I'll also say I've noticed one of the best ways to get shorts trapped as someone who's shorted these before and has gotten trapped is to break that support really quickly. Like notice it only tested like once and then broke down through. It gets people who are especially like early in the market really amped up, like quick win, and then all of a sudden it just instantly reverses. Like on the other side of here, BMNR, it's like kind of testing this new resistance and it's building a little bit of a base here. And if it breaks through, it should have some more juice. That was a pretty like one test breakthrough, and now we're kind of starting to trap here. So excited to see if we can actually get a real squeeze on this thing. View op will be a pretty key area here, 316.
What's the flow on licks? Do you know off the top of your head? Oh wait,
no, I can check.
It's two
mil.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like that one. I'm trying to debate if I should buy it here. So
yeah. Here's BMNR too. Jeez, we got plays on plays on plays. There's that 64 break.
Yeah, it looks 2 million float. It's curling up. I don't want to chase this, man. I'm scared of the slam, but
I agreed.
But excuse me, it's nice.
No, it's really nice.
BNMR, not the most exciting break of 64 I've ever seen in my life.
Nope. No, it's not.
Come on. Give me a trade. Lixt.
I believe it can do it. It really wants to. This is a nice, I like the 640 area, but again, it's just kind of too straight up from lows here. There's not really enough of it just went from lows back to high day. You know what I mean? I don't want to just chase that straight up strength, but if we can get a little bit of a rejection here at 340, set a higher low and then break through, I'd consider along on this.
Feels like one of the ones that's just going to halt up Bryce on me.
I know. I don't think you're wrong.
Have a trade, but I'm scared of the slam. Right, like this is that area where it's super 50-50. It's either going to halt up or it's going to slam back down.
See there's that slam here.
Yeah, exactly what I was nervous of. Now, if this slam holds, I'm going to be much more confident.
Me too. Yeah, this is the slam that I would want for an entry, which is good.
BMNR still chugging.
Yeah, I know they're not making this easy now, are they?
Crazy. Again, the next level I think on BMNR is 67 from a couple days ago. But if we start holding yesterday's highs, even for a little bit, 62, 63, 64, shorts are going to be sweating today.
Indeed. Yeah, at this point too, I mean, now that it's kind of just trending upwards, it's not really going like parabolic. It's not giving us a really hard swipe up. I think it's just key to keep your eyes on either some form of consolidation up here, any candles that look like they could, indicate a trap. I'm just going to keep my eyes on a couple different scenarios here now that we're holding that previous day's highs. So I think we definitely have some potential, but I also don't want to just buy blindly into strength here because right now the risk is kind of wide. It is a little bit of a wide risk. You're just randomly buying in.
Yeah, I think Lixt is my higher conviction, better trade at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll see if BMNR sets up a little better. But like blindly buying into BMNR at this point, I got to risk what, $5 a share?
Yeah, at least
like a low odds trade.
Yeah,
I think you can set up better in the future. So I'm trying to be a little patient on it. Is all I'm trying to say.
Agreed. I hope the patience pays off here for LIXT. I hope that wasn't a fake low a day break to a fake. I have a trend here that it literally broke it by like a penny, then slammed back down. So that fake trend break up, and now we just slam back down to lows. Those are annoying.
Ooh, BMNR, just no care for my feelings.
No, all it needed was us to say, oh, we're not just going to buy up here into the strength, and then it just decides to go $3 a share. Let's see. Do we got any? I need a minute or two before I take anything right now. LIXT and BMNR. News? Any questions? Oh, this is interesting. Someone just brought up WOLF. It kind of looks like it could be a third day surge. I just don't love I think it's a bankruptcy play, if I remember correctly. Which, I mean, funny enough, bankruptcy plays aren't always a bad thing.
Every dip on BMNR is bought up instantly. I'm just watching it. Like, just slam like $2-3 a share instantly back to highs. I do think shorts are sweating.
I don't think you're wrong. I mean, even those.
You're talking about Wolf. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I mean, I'm not in disagreement with you on that.
Bark for me. Lixt. Okay. Lixt. Let's see. Looking for a dip trade, 280s on Lixt with a tight stop. I agree. That's pretty much exactly what I'm looking for on this trade at this point. Pretty nice action there. I think I can comfortably risk $3 a share.
Speaking of BMNR dip, if you're bullish on BMNR, dip.
Yeah, now let's see what it does because I actually like that. I don't want to lose my Lixt trade. BMNR, if you look at the chart, you pull it up yourself, you'll see it basically just slammed into yesterday's highs, which is perfect. All right, so now can it hold yesterday's highs? Really is our question of the day.
I'm going to I just took a starter on LIXT there at 345. Yeah. And we'll see. I like the risk on 3.
Some big volume.
Yep. We'll see what we can get here.
Big volume.
See, can we hold that pre-market high break is the real question. I'd love to see this thing squeezing up to 4.
Damn, here we go. Here we go, Lixt.
There we go. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
Halt level's around $4 though. It is putting a lot of volume and not moving. So
Yeah, not the best thing. You don't love to see that.
Yeah, I'll probably take some off into the next push. Because when it breaks high day and it puts that much volume in, usually what I'm looking for is just an aggressive swipe up, and we didn't necessarily get one. So just being a little safe and protecting myself, locking in a smaller win to manage the risk. But if it goes, it goes. I'll still have at least a little bit of shares left.
It's also not breaking down, you know?
No, I know, which is also what I like to see too, because kind of what we were talking about earlier, where it's 50-50, halt up, slam down. Like usually when it breaks high day and it slams, that's one of short sellers' favorite entries. But if it holds, and we're definitely holding right now.
Yeah, this is looking good.
That's usually where you start to also squeeze shorts too. You got to constantly be having those conversations in your head of who's offsides right now, you know?
Like, and the one thing that I think, Matt, also you do too, I like to do, okay, see, I don't love that anymore, but if I'm, if I'm in a trade though, I like to be saying to myself, if I was on the other side of this trade, would I feel comfortable right now?
Yeah. That's exactly the question I like to ask. BMNR is just relentless. Is Wolf trading?
Yeah, dude. Wolf's up at $1. That was a great call out.
Yeah, I pulled it up on Stocks Trade and it wasn't loading for me.
Yeah, I've had some problems on like a lot of my charting platforms today of things not loading.
They must have changed tickers or something, yeah?
No, I don't think so. I was
or bankrupt. They filed. They must have done something.
They might, yeah.
Licks though, still holding.
Still holding. I don't love that. That was a pretty hard slam candle. I don't love that.
Our man Ted's asking why we don't use chart indicators. I've got some strong opinions on this, but Bryce, if you want to start.
Listen, I'm not saying chart indicators are bad. I'm just saying a lot of times they're more like a distraction, right? So
Here we go, Licks.
LXT, that held up really well.
PMNR is at highs too.
I know. I tried getting a buy-in at 63 and it never dipped down to 63 again after that. It just held 63.50. So that's a little bit disappointing. No, yeah, I mean, chart indicators wise, like, again, not saying they're bad. I just think a lot of times they're distractions. I like VWAP, and even that I think sometimes can cause a little bit of because you'll see a stock that's above or below or doing something for some indicator, and all you're thinking about this whole time is like, well, because it's doing this, then this indicator says that this chart's bullish. Just look at the price action. Like, it's a lot simpler than a lot of traders make it out to be. And I think adding more indicators in there can really make it more complex, more confusing. So, yeah, that's my personal take. Just adds a lot of noise.
Yeah, I mean, my nice approach is if it helps you, good for you. But honestly, they're just a fugazi. They don't mean anything. So volume's really the only thing that matters, because at the end of the day, what's the only thing that actually matters? It's who's buying and who's selling a stock. So if you look, I have volume on the chart. You're going to notice Bryce and I say volume like every other sentence here when we're talking about trading, because volume tells you a lot. Licks here, come on.
I think it's going to break out. I think it wants it.
But here's an example. If it puts in massive volume here at highs, cannot break highs, I'm probably going to sell, because clearly, what's that tell me? It tells me somebody is selling a lot of shares. I don't care who that is or why. The fact is we ran into a brick wall. So I want to be out. Yeah, VWAP and 9 EMA, I mean, the VWAP is also probably one of the indicators I do use because, again, it is volume-based. It's a nice little guide, but I wouldn't say it's a holy grail. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Dylan says you'll never go wrong with price action, support, and resistance. Exactly. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate it. Oh, yeah, so Warren's talking about VWAP. I do, to rewind everything I said, VWAP is usually an indicator that I will have on charts, but again, it's a guide. It's not a holy grail. I just kind of want to see where VWAP is like the questions that we are talking about all the time is who's right, who's wrong, who's offsides, who's stuck in a position, who's not. And VWAP does help you identify that. Because if it talks about VWAP, typically it's going to, longs are in control. Here we go. Lixt.
Yep.
Keep going, though. Lots of volume trading here at highs, and it's not doing it.
I know. Oh, man, there's BMNR.
Just on a goddamn mission. It is blowing through.
Yep.
68s. Oy vey.
Oy vey. Excuse me.
69s.
Whew.
Anyone actually, BMNR, I know my man Haymitch made some money. Anyone else? Give us a shout out. What a trade.
Yeah.
Lixt moving.
Lixt is moving.
It's making me a little nervous, though, because it's not giving us that swipe up. And it's a low flow. I would say if it was a bigger flow, move slower, I'd be a little bit more patient. But the fact that, oh my God, 70. 70.
Oh, we're breaking out.
72.
We're breaking out. Come on, can we do it? Oh my gosh, just a couple, $2-3 a share away from highs. Oh, you love to see that.
Man. I called that one from freaking China. It's after hours. It's a holiday weekend.
I heard nothing.
Yeah, $3,000 on BMNR. Now, obviously, all right, I trust you guys. We didn't verify these trades or anything, but shout out to you guys for the trades. That's why we're here. I love to see it.
That's phenomenal. Good work.
How high do I think it can go? I told you at the beginning of this webinar, and if you missed it, it is a holiday week. It is the day before 4th of July. In the past, I've seen these trades go bananas. I said 100 is on the table. It wouldn't be totally out there. Now, we got a lot of work to do still, but it's definitely in the realm of possibility at this point, especially now because if I zoom out, you'll see that we are tapping. We are knocking on the door of all-time highs here.
Now, also, I think important to note, right? Like there is a lot of resistance here too. So I mean, this is kind of a really important area. Because a lot of traders are also probably hyped about this. They're also probably thinking to themselves, "Oh my gosh, this thing could go crazy." And so, I mean, this is just 420s, beautiful.
What a day, America.
You still got any left here?
I have very little left.
Yeah.
I've been basically every time we tap highs and we can't get above it, I sell a little bit of shares.
Basically, it's safe to say that every time Matt goes, "Whoo, Lixt," you just sold some shares.
But basically, yeah, I just keep selling little by little by little as we keep going higher. My original risk was on 3, so it kept me super comfortable and sold some into highs, I probably sold like 5 or 6 times at this point and I just keep taking the money and putting it in my pocket.
So when also in charts like this, with LIXT, like these are ones that I wouldn't really call this a squeeze, right? It's just like kind of, I call this the parawalk, where it's just like little by little putting in these new highs. But like we're saying, right, we're nervous that it's not just blowing through this previous high a day whatever. Shorts are thinking the same thing. And this kind of adds to that perpetual adding short, adding short, adding short. And then this perpetual squeeze because it doesn't break down either. Well, it doesn't like have this massive squeeze out candle. It's also not having any massive dump candles. In fact, the one massive dump candle it did have, it just instantly recovered and went back through high a day. So I'd say overall, this is a pretty bullish chart right now.
Looks good.
Yeah,
BNMR, I think, is definitely, I mean, guys, we're up $20 a share from lows. It's like a 40% run. I think it's time for it to chill a little bit. George says XGBT gave Licks a score of 89. That was a hell of a call.
Yep, indeed it was.
Alex says hoping for a dip on BMNR. Yeah. At this point, if the trade's going to work out, kind of how I envision it, I do think we'll probably need one. I don't expect it to just go straight up, but
I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows, right? It's trying to. But if it could come back and just chill a little bit and then even break out. Now, again, I was going to say afternoon, but keep in mind that the market closes at 1 p.m. today. So everything's probably going to happen a little bit faster. If it does that and then breaks over that 75 in the last hour or two of the market, we could see some fireworks. No question.
You know what BMNR should do?
What should it do, Bryce?
They should do an offering at 1776 today. That would be the most patriotic thing. Yeah, that would be the most patriotic thing they could do today. Anyways, keep going on here. Sorry, I just had to put that out there.
I was saying at this point, the only level that short sellers can risk is highs, right? Which is the 74.80. And that's a very flimsy risk level at this point because we basically tapped it once and that was it. So they're nervous. They're not in a good position, that's for sure. Especially, a lot of people I know shorted yesterday because they were anticipating that was the day where the trend shifts. So anybody at this point who shorted yesterday is wrong. They're underwater. Yeah. Not a good spot to be. I'm not really seeing much else out there, but that's fine. We got I am all out of licks, by the way. Big slam there.
And I think that's all she wrote.
Wow, big slam.
Yeah. Yep, big slam.
As I was saying, when it keeps going to highs and big volume and can't go, that for me is just like, let's get out of this position here.
Yeah.
Because it's not doing what I thought it was going to do. Now we're halted down.
Man, BNMR is saucy. This is nice.
Saucy, he says.
Oh, it's saucy. Here's what on BMNR, I would not be shocked. Okay, I was gonna say if we break through this 72 like right here and we just catch shorts being like, it's got to pull back at some point. Give those, I think.
Bryce says we don't need a pullback.
I don't think we need a pullback. No, because how many times? Listen, I've been on the stupid short seller side where you're just adding short on the way up and you're like, well, I'm just gonna get out into a pullback, and that pullback never comes. And you just never have the opportunity to cover. And it's just, I'm telling you, it's a perpetual squeeze out. And it happens most often on charts like this, where you're thinking to yourself, it's up too much. This stock is up from $4 and it's up at 73. It's got to drop at some point, and it never freaking does. That's my experience trading these on the short side. Maybe anyone else can. Oh man, we're $1 away, 80 cents away, 80 cents.
Oh
30.
Boy.
Oh my gosh.
This is madness. Let's see. Someone said Nathan's clicking a lot of buttons, but I like it. 5 good trades on licks.
Oh, we're broken out. We're broken out.
Woo! And that is officially new highs. Yeah?
Yep.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Beautiful.
All right. Drummer here. I love you. Only up 27% today. Can we keep in mind that it's up $20 a share today? Okay. If you bought 10 shares, that's $200.
It's also up 2,000% in 4
Yeah,
days. So
I
like,
think we gotta adjust our perspective here. If you bought
yeah,
100 shares, that's $2,000. That's pretty freaking awesome.
and here, if you bought 25 shares, that's still $500.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
Like,
Now, goodness gracious, imagine if you bought 1,000 shares, which
right.
I had almost 1,000 shares at one point. So it was a good win. Saucy, says J-Rad. J-Rad, I'm glad you're back. You got any more wisdomous comments for us about the big Mr. Bryce Tuohey here?
Listen. All I know is I think I've flipped J-Rad to a Bryce Tuohey hater to a Bryce Tuohey lover. He's using my lingo now. Whether you know it or not, you're aiding in this. It's great, and I love it. Let's start using. Oh, hold on. BMNR.
Dude, my mouse is like frozen. Holy BMNR. Holy guacamole.
Come on.
I'm not gonna lie, all I have is 10 shares, but it is fun.
I only had 50 or so. But you know, like what a great fun trade. I'm hoping I've only got about 10 left here. Hoping I can get out some more around $80. I'll just sell 5 at a time. Let me hold 5 to like 90.
Holy guacamole.
What a it looks 80 looks inevitable. Come on. I can't say that.
I think it's gonna halt up.
I think it can. Come on. What a freaking banger of a trade. Oh, come on. You don't want to put $80 as the high. I know you want to go higher than that. Come on. Oh, maybe not.
Dang.
Beautiful.
That'd be not a bad trade. And
come on.
6 out at 74. Just go for a Hyundai BMR. I agree.
What come
trade
on.
BNMR. Yeah, I mean, I can here's my trade. So to answer the question, what was a good entry? Who said that? I forget. In hindsight. That was our V here. In hindsight, what was a good entry? This is my trade. Share screen.
There we go.
82.
There we are.
If you can see that, I bought shares right there. After it slammed to 55, could not break pre-market support. And then I literally have just been like selling every single uptick along the way.
Wait, where? Hold on. Sorry. I'm just looking at my screen. And where was your first spot? Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So it slammed, held 55. I stabbed in, risking the lows. And we never looked back at this point. And holy cow, I didn't think it was going to go for 100, but I just kept selling all my position. I'll probably walk away with a $8,000 win or so on this, which, yeah, I mean, not bad. Honestly, minimized it a little bit, but I'm not here to complain. That was one of the best opportunities I think we've seen in a long time.
I would agree. You know, the daily chart setup, I call this one is the 3rd-day surge, and it's actually very similar to what WOLF is setting up now. The only main difference is that BMNR has clear, just blue skies. This thing could go to this could go well over 100, honestly. If I'm being completely honest, WOLF's potential is certainly capped. It's got a lot more resistance. But I still think that is a potential trade opportunity there. So I'm definitely keeping my eyes peeled, keeping my eyes out for this one. But yeah, I mean, BMNR, I'm hoping we get 100. I've got 5 shares left. So I'd like 100. Oh, well, that's a pretty hard slam. We'll see.
Wowza. What a day, what a trade.
Yeah, agreed.
Just made my best day ever on BMNR.
Phenomenal work. Phenomenal work.
That's what I'm talking about. J-Rads, I like J-Rad. He's my favorite person here today. Saucy guacamole. Yeah, that was my best trade of the week, best trade of the month. I know we're 3 days in, but that no question the best trade.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal trade.
All right. Well, Bryce, I think time's coming to an end.
Indeed, I think we're getting time to wrap up here. What a great morning, though. What a great morning. I mean, just you guys saw that action live here. You know what I mean? Like none of that. LIXT was great because we literally called that. It's 5 minutes before the market opened because we just kind of got lucky with the trade. BMNR, Matt had planned here since yesterday. That plan of the break of yesterday's highs was money, and we were ready to trade them both. We're using Trade Funder again today, as always. And I mean, both of these trades, I was taken right out of Trade Funder over here on the left-hand side of my screen, which I just realized. Matt, you're sharing your screen, which is totally fine. But locked in $500-600 between these two trades today. Actually, I should say I'm still in LIXT short on this side, so I'm letting some of this still ride. But case in point, just like really simple, stress-free morning, at least on my end. And this is the great part of going in with a plan and being in a position where I'm not risking my own money, but still getting to take these same exact trades. It lets me go into the really clear head. And this is why we do this too. It really, I'll always say it makes me trade better when I'm trading with a bunch of other people, kind of showing them, walking them through my plan, having Matt there to also bounce ideas off of. So I'm stoked. Matt locked in $8,000 today. We're probably close to the two of us here. Again, I'm on the smaller side of things, but close to 10K today between the two of us. Not too shabby.
Awesome. I dropped that link in the description, ladies and gentlemen, in the comments. If you're on Twitter or our X or YouTube, go take a look at that link. It's on your screen as well. I can pull it up and make it a little bit bigger. You click that link. That is Trade Funder. All right. Trade Funder allows you to get a funded trading account above the pattern day trader rule. You can then use it to trade all of these stocks. So no longer do you have to go over there, fund an account with $5, $10, $15, $20, $30,000 to start trading with. With Trade Funder, you can get started here in less than 90 seconds. You click that link. It's going to walk you through all the details here. But essentially, for an incredible discount, today it's 50% off using that link. If you go to Trade Funder's website, you're going to see a much higher price. Today, we've got an awesome deal, $800 to get started with a Trade Funder account. Now, the way to think about that is you don't lose that $800, all right? That $800 is basically you signing up for a trading account that you can then go out there and you can trade with. Gives you $25,000 and up to $100,000 of buying power. There are some restrictions though, all right? Obviously, they don't want you to go over there and just blow up your account, lose all your money. So treat it like it's your money. Treat it like it's serious, because when you start making money, all right, once you get to that $1,200 mark, that's when you can start pulling back and getting your profits out. Obviously, my goal is to make money. I know Bryce's is too. You wouldn't be here if that wasn't of interest to you. So take it seriously, all right? That way you can go over there and you can make sure that you can focus on this trading and you can get started. There's a maximum daily drawdown to protect yourself. But even if you hit that one day, your actual max drawdown on the account is $3,700. So you can mess up a couple times. Hopefully you don't, but you can mess up a couple times and still make sure that you still have an account. So the way to think about it is you can invest. You open an account with $800. You can lose up to $3,700 before you get shut down. That is insane. I wish an opportunity like that existed when I got started. So your homework today and over the weekend is to go to that link, review this, see if it's a good fit for you to make sure that you can get started. That way you don't have to worry about using your own account or not having enough money to trade. I saw a couple people today say BMNR was awesome, It was just too rich for me. Not anymore. All right. Not when you have this account and this opportunity. So a couple people are saying this is awesome. How do you get set up? Again, ladies and gentlemen, that link is in the chat. Go click it. You should see Stocks Trade dropping that link. It says sign up here. It's also on the screen. You do have to use that link to get that discount. All right. So let me know if anyone's having any issues clicking that. A couple people are asking, is it for US only? I do believe yes is the answer to that question. It is for United States people only. So definitely go make sure you take a look at that. You review it. Someone says, would you recommend getting a trade funder account? I would say yes. The question is, or basically signing up for education. Honestly, I'd say you need an account to trade, right? Education, as awesome as it is, as great as it is helpful. It doesn't do anything if you don't have any money to trade with. Okay. So I do think you need to be educated. I do think you need to take it seriously, but you got to make sure that, well, you have an account to trade with, and now it's never been simpler. All right. Kofi says, got it using that link. Someone says only should have traded BMNR this week. I agree. If that was all you did, you probably had a really good week making some money out there. J-Rad says, I'm going to go mess with Bone and Caleb. That's awesome. But make sure, J-Rad, you got your Trade Funder account as well. All right. Jay Bland says, do they have educational material? They do, but understand that it mostly is a trading account for you. Also, PNMR is at 88.
I know. I just sold the last bit of my shares there.
Oh, my Lord. It's going to halt up, I think.
I think so too, man.
88.
Holy guacamole. That is insane.
What? Someone says, just answer all these questions. All right.
Yeah.
Trade Funder. How similar is it to Thinkorswim? Is it easy? It's a little different. Every platform style is just different. It's just like looks. Honestly, in terms of like executing trades, buying and selling, it is very, very similar to Thinkorswim. So pretty easy.
I think very easy. I think one of the easier trading platforms that I've used, which is good because for dumb people like me, as J-Rad knows, I need to make sure that I'm not in anything overly complex, but super effective.
Yeah. David's still in BMNR.
David played throwing some fire out there. That little
the
magic
large
trick.
Kahunas word of the day goes to David here. My goodness. In at 60, diamond handling it. We're at 90, ladies and gentlemen. That's a crazy trade, David. Shout out to you. That's awesome.
Phenomenal work.
Sweet. Well, that's all I got, folks. All right.
Yeah.
That link's in the chat. Your homework again is to go use that link, take a look, sign up. If you have any questions, or maybe you're watching the recording this weekend, take a look at the description. The link should be there. We'll take a look at the comments come Monday. Tomorrow, obviously, is 4th of July, so no market, no trading. But I'm excited. Great opportunity out there.
100%. Yeah, guys, we'll catch you back here Monday doing the same thing. The market's hot. Make sure you got your Trade Funder account to take advantage of this action because, like I said, man, you just can't afford to be missing these plays. You really can't. This is the time to do it. This is the time to push. So,
I agree. Someone says there's a tutorial video on how to use the platform. Well, you go over there, you lock it in, you sign up. All of those tutorial videos, how to use it, walkthroughs, those are all available. All right. It's almost like you've got a new partnership. In fact, there's actually a really good video here just on this page. If you are curious about how it works, just go watch it. They explain that process to you. It is an incredible opportunity to really jumpstart your trading, take it to the next level. So click it, go do that, and we'll go tackle this together.
100%. We'll catch you guys back here on Monday.
All right. Later, guys.
Happy 4th.